Hello everybody, it's Scan here at One Esports. On this week's episode, why your chances for playing the Google Stadia just went down pretty significantly, the future for Cuphead on the internet, and finally some actual news regarding the movie reboot of Mortal Kombat. All of that plus a look at the PUBG Amateur League. This is GameCenter. Google made a huge splash earlier this year with the announcement of Stadia, their on-demand, immediate streaming gaming service, which is coming this November. But they already raised one red flag earlier when it was announced that there would be no beta test for the Stadia system before it officially launches, and now, to many people, a second red flag has been raised. The Google Stadia service will be launching only on the Google Pixel line of phones. This means that there's only 4 devices that will actually support the new gaming service at launch, which severely limits the market share that Google Stadia can possibly be a part of. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think about this decision? Does it now kind of make sense that there's no beta test, and do you trust that Google's going to put this onto their device as well? Or is this a stupid move in that they're limiting their own potential scope right out of the gate? A pair of big announcements out of the world of Cuphead this week. For starters, the indie mega hit has just hit 4 million total copies sold to date, which, at least to my memory, makes it one of the best-selling indie games of all time. Although, technically, the best-selling indie game of all time is Minecraft, but that's a completely different story. The second announcement for Cuphead came in the form of a Netflix show. There's going to be an animated series appropriately called The Cuphead Show coming to Netflix. The 1930s inspired animation really got people's interest, including mine, because it was both refreshing and nostalgic at the same time. A really unique looking game that looks like it's going to transfer into a really unique looking series. The animation took a long time. The game took 5 years of development to officially come out. But we don't have an idea of how long the episodes are going to be or when the series actually officially starts. But either way, it's a show about Cuphead with that animation. It's all good for me. News about the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie reboot has been really thin on the ground since it was finally confirmed that we were getting a reboot a few months ago. But now we finally know our first official cast member. That's Joe Taslim. If you don't know who he is, go watch The Raid, one of the best action movies of the past few years where he is prominently featured. Joe Taslim will be taking the role of Sub-Zero, one of the iconic characters of the Mortal Kombat franchise. And to me, it kind of hints that Sub-Zero might be the main character and not Liu Kang. I think it's a welcome change from the 90s movies, which focused on Liu Kang, which, again, overall, Liu Kang is kind of the main character of Mortal Kombat, but let's face it, Sub-Zero is a much cooler character, isn't he? No pun intended. The PUBG Amateur League is officially underway, and if you missed the action on day number 1, don't fret because day 2 starts tonight. Tonight at 8 p.m., July 12th, you'll be able to see Lobby B in their first streamed games. Be sure to join us at twitch.tv/One Esports. That's going to wrap things up for this episode. Thank you again for joining me here on YouTube. If you haven't given us a like or a subscription here on YouTube, we really would appreciate it, and we do appreciate the support that we have gotten here on the channel over the past weeks and months. If you're not already following us on social media, you can find links to all of our social media accounts on playeronesports.com. But for One Esports, I'm Scan, and this has been GameCenter. Game on, everybody.